Hello, good morning, and welcome everyone. This is Michael Venezia. I'm the head of the Equity Trading Division here at Tradeview Markets, and this is Wednesday, July 8th, Tuesday, July 7th, 2015. Believe it or not, being the most volatile day from bottom to the top that we've had in the U.S. market since October of 2011, and we've seen a lot that's gone on since then. We've seen countries collapse. We've seen presidency changes even in the U.S., a lot of intangibles that could bring down the market, but here we are today. I'm just going to tell you what's going on with the volatility, what we're doing going forward. It doesn't really even matter, but as I said before, I've been trading these reverse ETFs, TVIX and UVXY, based upon the market movement. Everybody has been watching, it's really not my greatest acumen to try to time the market. But, you know, once again, I tell people that I don't drink or I don't speed, but I eventually go 58 miles an hour and I have a Heineken every once in a while. So when it calls for it, you know, you do it. So what happened yesterday and what are we going to do today? All right, here we go, a long-term chart on the SPYs. They held that 203 support right here. That was something to believe in at 203.86. They held that nicely. So everybody knows that I really don't like making plays until maybe, 10:30. Certainly the market tried to bounce at 10:30. It did bounce at 11:30. But I want everybody to realize this. This type of opportunity in the markets is not, this is not really a one-position market where, maybe you're looking at Tesla and you happen to buy Tesla at the bottom and make 5 points. This is a market where groups are moving. Now let's look at the Chinese internet stocks, if you will. Let's go with the top ones. Let's look at Sina. Let's look at a long-term chart at Sina. This stock has gone from 62 to 42 without a commercial. Keep those in the aim. By the way, when you want to try to pick something, this is an arguable situation, but you want to try to buy the best of breed. Let's look at JD.com, 39 to 28. Stock traded 20. Let's look at trading stocks. Stock traded 25 million shares yesterday. Let's look at BABA. Another one. Let's look at these three. Okay, BABA in trouble as well. But as you can see, yesterday when the market started to turn, there's the 10:30. The market did bottom. 11:30 was the low, and this stock had already bottomed, which is BABA. So these go in groups. This BABA bounced at 10 o'clock at based. There's JD from 28.20 to 30.61. Let's look at Sina, 42 to 44. And for those with a little bit of a thicker skin, NetEase bounces at 10:30. The stock went 132 to 117 at 10:30, bounced, coming in with volume, and went from 117 to 132. Now that I would consider short-term capitulation. I don't necessarily would have taken the stock overnight because it had its run, so to speak, but you want to trade these type of groups. Here's another group, the semiconductor group. Everybody's been watching these being led down by Micron and AMD. Same thing again. Let's look at the leaders. Let's look at Skyworks Solutions, arguably the best in breed. Here you go, 10:30, 10:45, Skyworks bounced. Let's look at SanDisk. 10:45, SanDisk went from 54 to 56 and a half, right off the bottom. This you can call somewhat of a capitulation. I'd like to have more volume, but certainly when, even MU, I don't know how many people have been trying to pick the bottom on you. If you didn't have it yesterday, you should be ashamed of yourself. From 17.40 to 18.40, $1 range, when the others started to go. Now it's, this is the worst of breed, so to speak, but if you've been trying to buy it, that was your day. Let's go to the oil sector. Let's look at the UCO. Nice, from 32 to 36, went positive in a nice move. And look at stocks like Chesapeake Energy. The low on Chesapeake was $10 to $12 on Chesapeake Energy on double its volume, taking out probably 2 months' highs. This is a stock you got to be in on a dip. It's a troubled stock, but certainly it's a little bit crowded. But this stock opens a little bit in the hole. I'd be very interested in the same thing with SGY. First day up, the best volume it's had in 6 months. I mean, there's a lot going on in the markets right now, and, I know everybody, this is a time where you got to concentrate on groups. You have to throw a couple of darts. You have to see what works, and you have to add to your winners, and don't hope, if you buy one of these groups, and you could tell if it takes a little bit more time than it should, and these stocks that you have don't snap back, it's definitely, don't hope on it. You know what? It's worth more of your time to coddle your winners and not look at the losers and wonder why. It'd be more worth your time to disseminate or figure out why your winners are working and not your losers are working, because it's going to add more to your P&L, believe me on that. So listen, You want to trade the TVIX? Let's trade we have to follow the VIX. I've been very bullish on this Fitbit. There's a handful of stocks to watch. Let's just try to be prudent, do our homework, and keep close to the vest. And in this type of volatile situation, our entry points are more important than ever. And keeping in mind that we're reporting with Alcoa today, so not to digress, but I would think for our U.S. markets that the Greece situation is going to take a little bit of a backseat, and the effect of this strong dollar with multinationals as it did last quarter, as some stocks are still having a hangover, I think are going to be the forefront. But everybody, until then, please do your homework, trade prudently, and thank you.